Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is your host with the most, King G in the house. Well, today's video, I'm going to teach you another way that you can buy your first home, get your first home. If you see some of my videos, you've seen that I have done videos on FHA loans, USDA loans, and I haven't done too much veteran loans. I never did a veteran loan, a veteran video, should I say, because there's a lot that goes into it. But it's basically simple. You have to be a veteran. There is no money down. There is, so unlike other programs, you have to put some money down. This program, with the veterans program, you don't put money down. But today's video is going to be about getting your first home and gaining an experience as you're getting your first home. All right. So before I start, I want to say thank each and every one of you guys for tuning to my channel. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button so to notify you when I, King Gio, have uploaded a video, and hit that share button, hit the like button. So the algorithm of YouTube knows that I'm still alive. Okay, so this is an organization. It's called Habitat for Humanity. What Habitat for Humanity is that they help build homes for other people. So each state has a Habitat for Humanity, and each state is requirements. It's different. It's basically all the same, but what mostly changes are the hours. When I was in New York, your volunteer hours went from one place, and then when you go to New Jersey, the volunteer hours are different. So it varies from state to state. So you have to go to your Habitat for Humanity in your state, in your county. And that's important, in your county, and find out what their requirement is. Now, so Habitat for Humanity has an array of programs. You can volunteer, you can do a lot of things, you can donate, which is a good thing to do, right? Because you're helping another community, you're helping another person gain a house, or helping the community out through volunteer work, and your donation will go a lot, so it can fund the program, so other people can enjoy it. So I'm going to tell you something about Habitat for Humanity, but I want to get something back on I want to go something for your credit. If you have not established credit, I don't think Habitat for Humanity goes that much on your credit. But if you haven't established credit, I guess I'm going to tell you one of your best ways to gain credit is if you have someone who has a credit card or has credit, basically a credit card, and they're good with it, whether your mother, your father, your parents, a friend, a neighbor, or not a neighbor, a friend, whoever is trustworthy. Ask them if you can be a authorized user in their card, in their account, and tell them I don't need the credit card number. I don't need that. I don't need the credit card. I don't need nothing. I just want to be added to your account. So your score, I mean, whatever their score is, that's your score. But that's the good part about it. The con is that if they don't pay, then that goes to you too. So you gotta be careful who you ask, who you could be an authorized user for. So this person has an 850 or 870 or 720 or 600 credit score, that goes to you. And so that's a good way to start. That's a good way to start your kids. That's how I got mine. When they turned 15 years old, I put them in. I had them as my authorized user. And when they turned 18, their score was at 720, 750 when they started. So that's a good thing to do. Or you get yourself a secured card, but that's another video. So Habitat for Humanity is a great program because it teaches you how to budget yourself, how to get your first home. Some people become frugal when they get their first home because you have to, you don't want to overspend, and come mortgage day, you don't have the mortgage money. And it teaches you to have your home long term, so you don't have to, in a year, 2 or 3 years down the road, I can't afford the house, I have to sell it. So they want your experience for having your first home to be memorable. We all want that, right? We all don't want to move into a house all of a sudden. You can afford it. So, you go to, I will leave the link below on Habitat for Humanity, but This is more basically, this is what the website says. You can read it yourself, but I'm going to read it for you. How to qualify for a Habitat home. Habitat homeowners must be active participant in building a better home in the future for themselves and their families. Every Habitat homeowner is an investment for us in one answer to a critical need, and we believe that stronger homes will create stronger communities, which is true. Okay, prospective Habitat homeowners must demonstrate a need for safe, affordable housing. Need will vary from communities to communities, from community to community. Second, once selected, Habitat homeowners must partner with us throughout the process. The partnership including performing, which is in quotation, sweet equity, or helping to build their own home or homes of others in our home ownership program. Sweet equities can be included taking home ownership classes or performing volunteer work in a Habitat Restore. So, in other words, once you qualify for it, then you would have to put in some community hours to help build someone's home or work in the community, or you have to work on your own home. But as you're doing that, before you even go through all that, they give you a like I said, includes taking home ownership classes, which are good for you, because if you've never had a home before, if you never owned a home, there's a lot that goes into it. And it's just not having a home. It's just making sure these homes are going to be new when you're moving into anyways. But to maintain a home, maintaining a budget, which is very important, that you have a good budget. That you save, that you have money for an emergency fund, because you never know. So these are the things that they teach you, because there are a lot of people who goes into a first home and they're like, oh, I'm going for home. I'm buying my first home. I make this amount of money so I can afford the mortgage, blah, blah. But with the mortgage, if something breaks or something like that, things that you got to think about. An emergency fund, so to speak. Okay. And it says homeowners must also be willing to pay an affordable mortgage. Mortgage payments are cycled back into the community to help build additional Habitat houses. So it means your mortgage money that you pay for the mortgage, instead of going through Freddie Mac or this product, it goes back into Habitat's community so you can build other homes for other people. Can anyone apply for Habitat homeowner? Yes. Habitat follows a non-discriminatory policy of homeowner buyer selection. Neither race nor religion is a factor. How do you apply? It tells you how to apply. You find your local Habitat, you put in your zip code, and you go to CC, and then it says, and it gives you who does it take to build a Habitat house? What is Equity Suite? So let's get into Equity Suite so you can learn a bit more about that. What is Equity Suite? Equity Suite is a term used often when talking about the creation or building process. It's about doing work, the hard work, and bring the idea to life. The work becomes an investment in the project, and it can be an investment as real as money or land. According to it, okay, I'm not going to go into that. Okay, Habitat affiliates require only a small down payment because few low-income families can afford more than that. Instead, partner families are required to contribute sweet equity. Okay. At a Habitat for Humanity, sweet equity is a new homeowner investing in their home or for another family. It's not a form of payment, but it's an opportunity to work alongside volunteers who give their time to bring life a family's dream of owning a home. Okay, sweet equity can take many forms. For partners, families working with Habitat, it can mean construction work on their home or in the home for another family, cleaning up the build site, working on the Habitat Restore, assisting in the Habitat and Restore is in blue. So once you go into the page, if you decide to do this program, to join this organization, it's in blue. Then you hit that blue link, and it'll tell you what Habitat Restore is. And then Habitat adjusting administrative duties or countless other ways of helping out. Children sometimes can also contribute to the family sweet equity through things like earning good grades in school. The local Habbitat in Jackson County, Florida, awards 1 hour of sweet equity for every A that a child earns. That's not bad. Homeowners classes, learning how to manage a home or finances, also count as sweet equity. Families invest in their time in the long-term success of their home ownership. Throughout the process of purchasing their home, Habbitat's partner families that can earn sweet equity credit as they learn about their mortgage, insurance, maintenance, safety, and more. So, there you go. So you're into your first house. You're oblivious to what's going on. You're like, oh wow, this is too much. I don't know what to do. How I get. So as you doing the sweet equity, they are teaching you. They're giving you step by step how you can succeed in maintaining your home. How can you succeed? Like I said, the mortgage insurance, maintenance, safety, and more. So when you go into a home, like my home. My home is built in 1954, so it comes with little nooks and crannies. So you know the foundation throughout the years, it deteriorates. Certain parts of the house deteriorates. So you have to maintain it. As far when you do a Habitat for Humanity or you build it in your home, you know what you're getting most of the time. Sometimes things happen and the house doesn't come out the way you want it to be. But with that being said, so you learn about your mortgage. Most mortgages are up the first of every month. Some of them give you grace period of 10 days to pay, or if not, you have to pay a penalty. The insurance you have once you buy a new home. If it's through conventional loans, it's a different story. But most places want you to have home insurance just in case. You have insurance for your house. If something does happen, it's covered by insurance. Your maintenance is very important. That you have maintenance inside your home as well as outside your home. You know that your gutters are clean. Your spouts are clean, that your windows are in good shape, and those are things that you look at when you're buying an old home. When you buy a new home, you don't have to look at those things, right then and then. But as time goes by, you have to look at it. You have to make sure that your gutters are good because you don't want water filtering inside. You want to make sure that the spouts are good. If you have a basement, that the basement is good. These are little things that that you gotta look at. If you see a crack in your wall, you make sure that you take care of it quickly so that it doesn't expand. And if you see it, you can call someone that can look at it. And you can nip it in the bud. Those are the good things to have. Safety. You make sure that that you have the proper smoke alarms. That you have carbon dioxide alarm. If you're using gas, there's no holes in your gas pipe, so you can get, there's no leaks. So those are the things that they teach you that normally you don't go through if you go through an FHA loan or you go through USDA loans. Some states, when they do when you do a down payment program, because most states do have down payment programs for first-time home buyers. So if you go through an FHA loan requires you to have FHA requires you to put down 3.5% of the purchase of the home. So the home costs $75,000, $100,000. You just multiply 3.5 into that, and that is your down payment. Okay, so that's your down payment. If you go through a USDA loan, most USDA loans you don't have to put a down payment, just as long as your home is appraised at that price or above. So if you're buying a $100,000 home and the appraiser comes back at $102,000 or $101,000 or $105,000, then you could put your down payment into the loan. It's not gonna be something big. Don't think about it. Or I have to put $2,500 or $30,000 in, and that's going to roll into my mortgage payment. It's not going to be much. Okay. In New York, my rent was $2,100 for a 3-bedroom. It was, well, it basically had 3 bedrooms. They were small. It was 4 bedrooms. I had upstairs and downstairs, but they were small rooms, and it was a small house. And you walk into the house, and boom, there goes the living room and the kitchen right there, literally right there. So you had no space. And here, I moved down here from $2,100. My mortgage is $492, guys. My property taxes, last year was $590 something. It went down to $530 something this year. So when you buy a home, if you don't buy a home through here and you buy a home through FHA, conventional loan, always look at the property tax. The property tax also determines how much mortgage you're going to pay. The higher the property tax, the higher your mortgage is going to be. The lower your property tax, the lower your mortgage is going to be. It depends on your credit score and all that kind of stuff. So these are the things that this organization teaches you. You know, I know a lot of people who, when they buy their first home, they become very frugal, and they like, you know, I gotta save money, I do this, which is a good thing to do. But you want to enjoy yourself. You want to enjoy your money. You want to enjoy your house. So, you know, so it's important to have these steps. One of the reasons that I recommend it, because it teaches you. I'm a very advocate. I do advocate for, let's just say you go into, you in dire needs, and you go into the projects. I don't know, you know, every state has different projects. When I mean project, I mean housing projects. And you go to a housing project, or you go through a program which the state pays for your rent. Whether it's a home, an apartment, whatever the case may be. And I'm a firm believer that once you go into that program, whether it's a project or whether it's a program that pays for you, or Section 8, that these people should be able, this program should be able to teach you, like these people do, to teach you how to be independent, to teach you how to manage your money, to teach you how to become independent, so that you don't stay stagnant and you don't live in the projects for 20, 30, 40 years, that you don't live in the same apartment 20, 30, 40 years. I believe in owning your own home. So you go from renting to owning, you know, and you know, and how to manage, because I see a lot of people in the projects who are basically, they don't want to move forward, and they just stay stagnant, and they comfortable living, because like in New York, if you live in a NYCHA project, you pay no light, you pay no gas. You can have 2 air conditioners, so you pay no gas, you pay no light, so you can have the air conditioning running all day. Well, that's not good. You know, when you give everything to someone, and that person just like, okay, you know, just sit back and watch it, I do something because the government is giving it to me. No, that's not good. You want to produce, you want to do something. Okay, you're giving this to me, and I'm appreciative of you helping me out. So I want to give back. I want to learn how to have my own things. That's what I believe in. I believe in entrepreneurship. I believe in capitalism. I believe that we should, you know, that the government gives you something, give something back. Don't stay stagnant. I don't like that. You know, don't. I went to the projects because I came from I'm born and raised in New York, from the Bronx. And then in 2004, I decided to go back. I decided to go to Puerto Rico with my mom. I had my daughter, and I moved the whole family there. At that time, I was married. Now I'm remarried. But I came back in 2016. When I came back in 2016 to New York, I had to go to the shelter. So I did the shelter game. I did the projects game until I finally got my own home here in North Carolina. But the shelter, I was only in the shelter for 6 months. So I moved from the shelter. I moved from a shelter, from the shelter to the projects. From the project, I stayed in the projects for 6 months in Staten Island, and then I moved to a house. In the house, we developed our credit, and we moved from New York. We moved to North Carolina. So that was a big step. It's my first home, but I wanted something to call my own. So I expanded. You know, you have to expand your mind. Like I said before, stagnant is a very powerful word. You don't want to stay stagnant. You don't want to stay stuck all in one place. You want to keep moving on. You want to, if you work at a job, you don't want to stay here. You want to move up here. You got me. If you're comfortable here, because okay, the pay is good, blah blah, and I don't want to move to that position because I see this girl works too hard. That's too much work for me. Then that's fine. But I believe in growth. I believe in evolving. You know, so you gotta evolve. You know, you just don't want to, you know, I had my father, and, you know, unfortunately, my father passed away a year and a half ago. And then my father worked 76, he was 76 years old, 77. And he worked all his life since he was a kid. And when he passed away, he had nothing to show for it. Just hard work. No home. A car that he had, he was paying for it. And that's not the way to live life. You want to live life to enjoy yourself. You want to live life to enjoy your home, to enjoy this, you know, not work all the time. That's my belief. But to each his own, right? So the whole thing here with this habitat is is for you to gain knowledge, for you to learn how to maintain a home. So in case, let's say you don't want to be in this home anymore, you sell it or whatever the requirement is to sell, I don't know, but you could be able to move forward. You know, so that's a good thing. So this is what it is. I'm not going to go to the Habitat Restore because that you can look it up yourself. But this is a great organization for you to build your own home. I think in New York you can get condos. You can get apartments in the city of New York. With the city of New York mean Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, and Staten Island. Those are the 5 boroughs in the city of New York. When you go to Westchester County, that's different. Long Island is different. That's Suffolk County, Westchester County, Dutchess County, Putnam County. Those different. So the requirements are different. You can get a house or whatever the case may be. So you got to check with your local Habitat for Humanity to see what their requirements are. But this is a good program. This is a program. This is a good organization to start with, because not only are you helping to build your own home, but you're helping others to build their own homes. You're helping others to have a home that they otherwise wouldn't be able to have. Because, you know, we all have this misconception that you have to have a lot of money to own a home. And no, you don't. You don't have to have a lot of money to own a home. You can own a home with with $10 an hour, $15 an hour that you make an hour, provided you get 40 hours a week. You can do that. And if you have kids, there are tons of programs that you could do. There are, you know, if you have kids, and if you have kids and your husband works and you work, that's great. That's a 2-family income. So don't make it look like you can't do it. I have a niece. She's 25 years old. I think she's 25. Yeah, 25. And she bought her own home here, she bought a townhouse. Because, you know, she bought that because she didn't want the maintenance done. She didn't want to buy a house. She didn't want to own the lawn. She didn't want to do this. So she bought a townhouse. And she works for the city. I think she works for DHS, you know, just welfare and stuff like that. And they don't make good money. Caseworkers here at the welfare office don't make money. But it's her son. And she's able to, you know, she pays her mortgage. She's able to do all that. And she's by herself. So I don't want you to think that just because you're single, you can't afford a house. I don't want you to think that you have to have a big down payment. No, you don't. Well, no, you don't. There are ways that you can get a home with no down payment or little down payment. If you're interested, just let me know. I will help you through the process. I can help you go through a mortgage. I can help you get yourself a lender. You know, that's the thing. And I can help you I can teach you how to build credit. If your credit is bad, don't go to fix your credit. That's all. You can do it on your own, or I will help you do it. All for this for free, because it's for free. I'm not here to make any money out of nobody anyways. So guys, I will hit the link below for humanity, for Habitat for Humanity. I hope you guys have a great weekend. And when you see this in this past Labor Day, enjoy your day. Any day above ground is a good day. Always give thanks to God or whomever it is that you believe in, whichever is your higher power. Okay, mine is God. So thank you guys. I appreciate you tuning in. Make sure when you watch my videos, you stay in for the long run. I should have said that in the beginning, right? All right, guys. So thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification button to notify you when I have uploaded a video, and smash that like.